Hey everyone, it's Eric Silvermoon, and today I am actually freaking excited about this. So this week I'm actually showing you this kind of hipster Jesus inspired art piece. It was a challenge, kind of in a sense. My friend told me that he really wanted an image of Jesus, but the way that he said he wanted it is just that he wants like a hot version of Jesus, and I was like, what? What are you talking about? He's like, I've always wanted like a picture of like Jesus, but I want him kind of hot. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And he's like, just like a sexy version of him. And I was like a hipster style. He's like, totally. And he's can you do it? Can you make this art piece? And I was like, you know what? Just because it's such a weird request, I'm totally into this idea. And I'm so happy that I did, just because it was probably the most creatively fun experience I've ever had so far with this challenge for this year. This is probably by far my favorite piece. It really allowed me to really grab a concept, an idea, something that already exists, and change it into the way that I kind of see it. Even though I'm keeping my friend's vision in mind, I kind of just wanted to go with this, and I think it came out actually perfect. I think there's no way it could have been any better, but yeah, and it got me actually thinking about the things that kind of bother us, because honestly I thought that this challenge was going to bother me because Jesus and I aren't the best of friends, at least in my vision of him and what I've came to understand. But just with the religious background and all that stuff, but this one actually opened my eyes about perceptions and how easily we can change them. You know, iconically, there's so many images of Jesus portrayed in so many different ways that make me personally very uncomfortable, and I've never really just resonated with that. I didn't like the image of fear and pain associated with a religion, and and I know it's different for everyone, but I didn't like the image of Jesus on the cross. I didn't like him with the thorns and the blood. I didn't like him, starving. It's just one of those things. And then later you see him like portraits, and it didn't resonate with me, and it never made me feel comfortable. And having this kind of opportunity to change what makes me uncomfortable into something that resonates with me, and I could actually look and be like, I could totally relate to this message of this total Jesus hipster that's speaking about love and peace, and he's seeming taking pictures. But I mean, I could totally buy into it because I could see the full picture. I could go beyond the blocks. What I really enjoyed about this experience was that it made me realize about how many things that I avoided or ignored, even if the message was going to be profound, just based on something like a block, either by the way the person is delivering the message, or how the person looks, or all these different things that kind of distracted me from what the message was. And so it's really interesting to really ask yourselves, okay, well, why is everyone buying into this? What's my blocks about it? Why am I resisting something? And it kind of opens your mind about kind of like, all right, finding those out and figuring out what those are, so that you kind of see if you really do resonate with the message, or if you could still buy into it. And if not, then you at least have a more confident choice, a decision of like, no, it doesn't resonate for these reasons. It was really interesting, and I actually really enjoyed that process. On Instagram, I actually posted a picture of just the outline because I didn't know what to do for the background. And so I asked the question, what would you feel the background will look like? And people gave me really good options, or I guess just different, pretty much options of what I could do. And I ended up actually going with just what my gut was telling me, and it was just there was this one portrait of Jesus that I saw where he was just kind of like, it almost looked like he was like hovering over the clouds, and it was really dark. And so I was like, what would be the like a different version of that? And so I wanted to do this kind of celestial like guy, almost like if like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's almost like this totally hot guy just saved you from like being hit by a bus, and you're just like in shock, but then at the same time you're thankful, but at the same time you realize this guy's really, really hot, and everything around him is just like in awe and glowing, and there's birds. It's like that moment. I wanted that moment where you're just like, your whole day's just going to crap, and then you turn and you look at this guy, and everything about this guy is amazing. Even the freaking background is just like majestic, and that's what I wanted to create. It was like, who the fuck is this guy? And it's just, I need to get to know this person. That's what I wanted to kind of relate into this image and in the background, because it's such a weird, it's such a weird thing to see an iconic figure, a Jesus in this kind of form. And I mean, I don't know what other background would work best with it. But yeah, feel free to message me below what you guys think would be a good background for this. All right, you guys. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this week's art painting. It honestly was one of my so far favorites of this year. I'm really excited to see where this concept will take me, what other ideas come up. But I'm really excited about this. I'm so happy that my friend trusted me to create this because it was such a fun idea, and it's definitely out of my comfort zone. Let's just put it like that. But yeah, so if you want to follow me, hit me up on Facebook. If you want to get to know me a little bit more personally, hit me up on Instagram if you want to follow more of my art, or message me, whatever. But feel free to comment below your ideas, your thoughts about this piece. And then also just other things that you might want to see in my channel from different art. I'm really into right now combining two different ideas. Like I really want to work on this idea of like Xena the Warrior Princess meets Final Fantasy. I like combining ideas like that. I think it really helps me as an artist to just kind of be creative and challenge myself. So I'm so excited for this year. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your support and your love. If you like these videos, please let me know. Like them, share them with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Blessed be. I'll see you guys next week.